Hi, beautiful souls. This is Xenia again, and I'm Vita. We are here again to give you a bit of an insight with the tarot and astrology on what the energies are going to be in July. So today is the 30th of June, so we are just in time. And yeah, let's see where this one takes us. Please make sure that you like, share, comment, subscribe, do all those beautiful things so we keep growing. And yeah, please leave us feedback. Let us know how you're going during the month or give us feedbacks on how you went last month. We love to know and start maybe a chat around how can we support each other. Anyway, you go,
Yeah,
Vida. We missed you last month. I had to do it all on my own.
I
So
know,
much
right? Hi, I'm Anvita from Sky Astrology. I know it was such a, like, I did share that it's going to be a big few months, but I didn't know it's going to happen to me too. So it was a big 2 months for me, and big months in a sense, full of movement and a lot of change. I definitely felt that shift happening. Like I was not, as I was sharing with you before, that I was not feeling stuck at all. Like things were moving, but it was so much of chaos. Like really, like there were these unexpected revelations. There was this surprising things which are happening that just caught me off guard. So very, very busy and intense month. And also I got sick, very sick during the month, which was also unexpected and threw me off a bit. So very, very busy and intense 2 months for me. And how about you,
yeah, there's lots happening
Xenia?
in my personal life with moving housing and not knowing where I'm going to end up. A few clients coming in and out. So yeah, life is interesting at this moment.
Mm,
Learning so much about letting go and living in the moment and being grateful. At the same time, I'm being invited to join groups and going out with friends and honestly, I just want to do it all. I don't want to miss out on anything because when someone is asking you to go and get a coffee, if you can make it up and go, because it's good to share and live. I feel like it's for me anyway. It's important to live life and make the most of it. So
yeah,
for us,
that's all right.
yeah,
That's so true. I mean, letting go is the only thing. It there was like this big lesson is letting go
yeah,
for
really
me,
learning
these
that.
2 months. That is the only thing. The surrender and the letting go
Yeah.
really, really helped me. And, living in the moment, because I guess for me, it was like you can't plan anything because you're planning something and it's not happening. I was expecting things to happen in March. I'm like, oh, May and July are going to be cool months. A lot of positive things are going to happen. But it's
Mhm.
unexpected and surprising. There is it was like, yeah, there were a few things which happened, which was I was expecting, but then most of the things were quite unexpected for me. Yeah. So, well,
Let's see what's
that's what
happening.
life
This
is.
month's coming. Woo!
That's what life is, and you can't predict anything. But and globally as well, I don't watch as much news, but when I have to make this podcast, I sometimes follow the news. So yeah, we all know about Israel and Iran, how quickly it escalated, and the rising tensions in Middle East, and significant political shifts in some countries, protests happening um, in America, parts of Europe, Latin America as well, something which is definitely we spoke about the Neptune and Aries energy. Like, these are like the fights for your beliefs and what you truly value. That is Neptune and Aries energy, right? And some heat waves. So I feel that, I mean, there's always something happening globally, but I felt that it was aligned to what we spoke as well. So I would say the world was also navigating a lot of pressure, change, and uncertainty in these times, and intense astrological energies as well. So yeah, that's globally. I have not followed the news as much, these 2 months, I was busy with my personal life, really. So,
Yeah, I don't
uh,
really follow the news either because I want to keep my energy protected somehow. Don't let other things
mm,
get in. So
mm,
I don't follow. I don't follow it. I don't follow it. And plus, I don't want to get biased as well when I do this. So
definitely.
I keep things clear and but it's fascinating. It's fascinating because um yeah, I don't think those rising up of the what's happening in Middle East and so on would happen when Jupiter is around or Venus is around, right? So, so it makes total sense.
Yeah, the
Anyway,
Pluto and
okay,
Mars
let's
energy,
start.
people
Let's
are just
start.
fighting for what they believe is true
Yeah,
for them.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. But it's and that's the thing. It's all happening in line with what's happening up there.
Yeah, I know. Like we are the microcosm of the macrocosm, and also I guess I always feel that there's things are shifting because we can start controlling our life and controlling what the global events and that things shift for us to see that there's another way, another perspective, which we can move forward. And also, I was watching this podcast on power, and it talks about power is not something yucky, but to understand power is very important because power is the cosmic power. So we are the microcosm in that cosmic power. So you cannot forget that cosmic power in light of everything. So, it is always nudging us somewhere, you're not in total control. But power, the way you channel that power in the systems, because the cosmic power gives power, empower everything, the littlest thing, it doesn't just empower itself, it empower everything. So the real power is which empowers every small thing, and also not losing touch with this cosmic power which is there, which is always around us. So that was a really, I have not completed that podcast, um, but it was a really interesting take on power,
Mhm.
something which I sometimes feel, oh, it's yucky, you know,
Yeah.
icky. But actually, we all there is something called power. You can't run away from that. But yeah, it's another topic for discussion. But coming back on July, I guess we have some ingresses, some retrograde, and two lunations. Like um, um, every month, we have new moon and a full moon, and then we have two retrogrades, which we'll talk about, and ingresses. So we have Mercury is going retrograde. So as we were talking, that these technical glitches might happen. So just be aware of that, that Mercury is going retrograde, and we are creating this podcast when we are in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. So be patient with us and yourself, really. So let's start with the first planetary alignment, which is July 4th. So the Neptune turns retrograde. So if you remember in the March episode, I spoke about Neptune entering in Aries on March 30th. And so it will actually stay there until 2039. So it is like a 14-year period that shapes an entire generation. And we discussed about it in the March episode. But to summarize, if you think of it, it's like the fight for our belief systems. So last time it entered was in 1860, which is like massive revolutions happened. American civil war happened. Um, a radical identity shifts which happened in 1860 in the time Neptune turned into Aries, entered Aries. So to summarize, Neptune is a planet that governs with what's beyond the material world, like our collective unconscious, our spiritual longings, imagination, our dreams. And the Aries is a sign of courage, action. So we fight for our dreams. It's a period where we express our spiritual ideals in bold, action oriented, and sometimes we take impulsive actions to express those ideas which which we believe in. So Neptune was in Pisces, so our ideals were in question, like what we really believe in. Now it moves to Aries, so we fight for what we believe in. So now this is the first time since it entered in Aries in March, it will retrograde. Retrograde is not moving backward, but when we see it from the earth, we see it moving backward, right? So it will move retrograde until October 22nd. And then for a short period, it will station at Pisces at 29 degree. And then for good, it will February 2026, it will enter Aries. So basically what we are saying, it entered in Aries in March. So this is the time. So it's like a preview. So it's a time to pay attention to what's coming up for Neptune in Aries in our personal life and on a global scale. So how Neptune in Aries will play out in your life. But it's an invitation for us not to act in this moment, but to step back and say, what do I truly believe in? What do I really stand for? And what can I fight for? Right? So this is the time to step back and re like realign ourselves with our true values. So maybe it might happen that in this time, you might feel confused when you are looking at those questions, where you are going and what drives you, what might begin to dream up as a total new version of yourself, right? So what are these things which might come up for you? So it's like Neptune is intuitions. You will get symbols, dreams, synchronicities. So let your new identity, which is really aligned with what you truly value, emerge gently and gradually. So that is the invitation for us to letting us emerge slowly. So as when it enters in Aries, we know what it is and we can really fight for it. So this is the time for that, Neptune in Aries. Retrograde, which is a backward movement. And on the same day, Venus entered Gemini and conjunct Gemini, Uranus. But before we move to that, maybe if you would you like to do a card or something for that? Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look what we are getting about. I'm not going to ask about the 4th of July because we have two different movements. Let's talk about what insight we can get on Neptune retrograde.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can say. Oh, it's gonna be up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I feel being Pentacles, you're gonna see things up and down.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna actually be really the retrograde, going up and down, the retrograde. I love it.
That's true, really.
anyway, I think we might even actually really be seeing things up and down in our material world. Like maybe you get an invite to something and then get cancelled, and then like maybe up and down, things like that. Or you maybe even have to do things twice because maybe the first time didn't come out properly, or things didn't work, and I don't know, but just keep an eye out on doing things twice, or having to redo things, or juggling a couple of things at the same time.
That's really a good point. But yeah, I'll let you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just giving all the interpretation, but it's funny because yeah, this is the up and down and the retrograde going in and out, in and out. I feel like you might be encounter situation where you are either arguing with people or you are being called to pull in and start working as a team with people that you are surrounding yourself. So it could be work, family. Yeah. Okay. Being the page. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. Yes. Being a page, I feel like we already seen a glimpse of it. That was back in March, was it right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Already seen it, but again, it's a new beginning. Up and down. Okay. The Hierophant represents the system and values that it is, your values that you mentioned. Yes, again. Yeah, okay, fair enough. We will be going back and forwards and we'll be feeling it and seeing it in our everyday life. They're going up and down and back and forth within the value system that we have. And where we really might need to at some point or in some occasions work with the people that we surround ourselves with.
Mm.
You want those ones in your life, I guess. A lot of, yeah, fair enough. Again, see 2 and 2. Please be aware that it might be a period around with this Neptune retrograde where you might get into arguments with people because of the fifth. So make sure that you do choose your battles. And at the same time, when we're choosing your battles or whatever you decide to, or maybe what you need to do is reflect on what you need to drop and not get into, because you need to come from a point of a heart space. You need to come your heart space. And if they're your values, they're going back and forth, make sure that whatever you're choosing to keep comes from your heart space.
Mm.
And I guess I wonder if yeah, yeah, okay, look at it. Oh wow, look at this. I feel like there's going to be a lot of confusion. Again, Neptune, yeah, a lot of confusions around all the limiting beliefs and limitation we give ourselves. I think those will really come into place and stir things up as well in the decision you guys will be making, we'll all be making around this, around the values, the decision on what we're gonna keep and what we're gonna let go. So I feel overall, please, 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 people, pay attention to all the fears, all the illusions, everything that is coming into to confuse, to make confusion and create what is it called? Distractions, all the distractions that are coming in to confuse the process of letting go of what you don't need during this period.
Mm. That's
That makes
interesting
sense,
point.
Lira? Is it too confusing what I just said?
No, that's really interesting when you are saying up and down and the confusion, because this confusion and up and down is also realigning ourselves to our values. Like, you have all these possibilities, but where you want to direct or focus your attention to the one which you value. Like if you are called for a party and maybe it's not aligned to your values, maybe you go and then suddenly it got cancelled and then you realize, oh, but it was actually not aligned to what I believe in,
Yeah.
right? So that confusion, it's also for us to be more clear about what what we want ourselves to get aligned with, right? So it's not confusing, it's really makes sense. All that confusion, the Neptune can bring that illusion, that confusion, all that. And when you are saying uh, about the conflicts, because sometimes Aries is that courageous energy. Oh, I value it and I'll fight with you, but actually, are we? When I've been reflecting a lot on that, like when I'm grounded in my values, I don't have to prove it to other people, and I can just let go. And that is really, really important for me as I'm reflecting. Like last 2 months, I've been reflecting on that do I have to ask other people to validate what I value and what I want, I believe in? Because if I'm grounded, I don't need that validation. I can just let go of that. So that is also something which has been my personal reflection, really.
Hmm.
So Neptune in Aries is all about that. So thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. Again, because of the ace, again, I feel like some of us will really see it
Mm,
our everyday life, not just mentally and
mm,
emotionally, but in our reality of things going back and forth and get confused and you don't know what to do. And
yeah,
yeah, so stay grounded and
yeah. Grounded is
yeah,
very,
let us know if we can be of any help as well. Yeah. So reach out
yeah,
if it becomes too much and yeah, perfect.
sure. Sure, thank you. Shall we move on to the next one? Yeah. So the next one is on the same day, actually, Venus enters Gemini. So Venus enter a new sign every month, so that's not a big deal. Um, but actually, it conjuncts the Uranus, and it is also followed by Uranus entering Gemini in July on July 7th. So it is a big deal now. So also you will find it a little bit paradoxical because Venus in Gemini can be very talkative, right? Gemini is like a flirty kind of energy. It wants to talk, and Venus is about love, beauty, pleasure, and Gemini, the playfulness, the socializing, and curious. So while Neptune is going inward and thinking about its values, what I value, suddenly you have getting all these invites and you want to go out and you want to talk, you want to share what you value and what is important for you. You are in this chatty mode, right? And you want that mental stimulation. So it is a time for new connection and asserting what actually at that time you think is you value a lot. And Venus, but when it enters Gemini, it is also conjunct Uranus. So it is also, as we keep talking, these last 2 months were about surprises, Uranian energy. So a planet of surprise, a sudden change. So right as this playful energy Venus kicks in, an unexpected twist might happen, which would be maybe it is about reflecting. Like I am sharing and telling someone what I value, and suddenly something happens and that got shaken, and you are reflecting on it. Actually, is it important for me? Something of that sort is just an example. It might happen. But on July 7th, that Uranus now it enters Gemini. So Venus entering Uranus, Gemini, and Uranus entering Gemini. Venus will leave in a month, but Uranus will stay for another 7 to 8 years. So the last time it happened was in 1940. So it's a generational switch, right? So it was in Taurus for 7 years, and now it is moving to Gemini. So, like we spoke about Neptune in Aries, Uranus is in Gemini is um, so Uranus, as I talk about disruption, innovation, radical change, and Gemini, thought, speech, curiosity, intelligent, innovation. So when it was in Gemini, was in Uranus was in Gemini, the World War II happened. The birth of computing, radar, atomic bomb, all that happened at that time when Uranus entered the Gemini, and it was very quick. From I don't know somewhere, all these new innovations happened in 1942. So the way information was a big thing in World War II as compared to World War I. I remember, not remember, I've heard. So the way I don't remember, I'm not that old. So the way information was used at that time was different. How it was weaponized, how it was spread, the propaganda of Germany, all that reshaped history at that time. So this time also we can expect that. But we are also coming from a 7 year period of being in Taurus. So cryptocurrency exploded because Taurus is the earth sign, is the material, it's the money, the land, value. So what was happening? Suddenly the cryptocurrency exploded, shaking the very concept of money. Global supply chain broke down during the pandemic, Uranus in Taurus. Cost of living became a global concern. So it's all about the physical and financial security in those last 7 years were shaken up. What we once took for granted was completely destabilized. And that was Uranus in Taurus. What do you truly value when the ground beneath you starts to move? So now it is moving in Gemini. So now Taurus asked us what we value and own, and Gemini asked us what we know. So what we can expect: surge in AI, decentralized knowledge platforms. The way we travel can change, which is happening actually. So misinformation can also spread out. This period is always like last time, misinformation spread out through the propaganda machinery. This can be the period when the misinformation gets spread out. You can see it in AI, like anything can be converted into AI. So it's the time for that. So personally, we should actually, that's the suggestion or advice, to be more discerning about the sources we trust in this time. Very, very important. Also, I guess wherever your um, Uranus is transiting, wherever your Gemini is, it will light that house for you, right? So it will bring some shifts in your thinking. So if it is in your third house, maybe you might see sudden shift in how you communicate. Seventh house in your relationships. It's for me. Ninth house. In your 10th house, your career or public image might change. But it's generation. Uranus will never, ever after this will go in your lifetime, will go through Gemini. So it could be big for the house where it is transiting for you. So in the end, I would say one thing as we are talking about letting go, Xenia, that Uranus doesn't wait for permission. It breaks down completely what's stuck, whether we are ready or not. But there's always a gift. Always remember there is a gift on the other side when things are shaken up. A more authentic, liberated version of you is waiting to emerge. So for me, the Uranus is transiting, opposing my moon. So it's my emotional system. I can feel it really. And Uranus is on my Uranus. Uranus is on my moon, and it is also transiting, opposing my moon and my Uranus, personal Uranus. So downloads, oh my goodness. Uranus is all about downloads, sudden flashings of knowing. So if you get a wild idea, and Gemini, it's like knowing. So if you get a wild idea out of nowhere, or realization hits like lightning, please, please take note. Even if it doesn't make sense, it's like a planting the seed for your next evolution. So there will be sudden downloads, especially for people who have some points, there will be sudden downloads for them. So please, please keep a journal, keep taking notes, whatever you are realizing as the Uranus is transiting and touching any of your planet. So I would say stay curious, stay open, and very, very, very important as we are talking about is stay centered in whoever you are. Yeah. So
Let's have a
a big
look.
one.
Those are two big transits, so let's have a look.
Uranus in Gemini. It's for 7 years, so you want to go do that for those
Yeah,
7 years?
let's maybe have a look how to navigate because we're talking about July at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
let's
The
have a look how
Uranus,
to
yeah.
navigate the energies on and around the 7th of July.
Yeah, sure.
Because yeah, let's have a look. Anyway, let's let it go and see what comes out of it. Okay, it's only the beginning of it. It's only the beginning of something, or only at the beginning of it, because of the page. Yeah, okay. I'm getting the 8 in the past though, so it's something that it's whatever we've already been working on for some reason. Why would that be, Andira? It's something that we already been working on it and we're almost there with it. So I don't know if we already been dealing with it somehow in the past. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me, but might make sense. Wow.
Maybe it's during the July when you said that, because the full moon is about that giving yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah, I'm not sure because this is really about someone working really hard to perfection, the perfectionist, but is also someone that has done so much work on themselves or in general on their project that now they are starting to see the fruit are starting to come up. But then it's also again, yeah. I mean, we said Venus. So I think this is the lover's card. So definitely it's about self-worth, getting in touch with yourself, but it's also healing, about healing. So I guess on that day, on this, let's just talk about the 7th of July and the energies coming in. I feel like we're going to start seeing the results of the things we already been working on, and maybe some deals are coming in, or we can be getting in touch with people, or we might be really wanting to focus on our own healing, on ourselves, as as far as it goes with this card. But then on the other end, I wonder if there will be some new ideas coming in, but we might be affected by our limiting beliefs and our worries and around whatever is coming down during that day. So what I'm saying is this, out of all of it, if you are getting like Anvita said, any downloads or any ideas which could be leading you or making you feel like you're heading into in a brighter timeline, don't doubt it, like she said, because we are going to jeopardize those possibilities because of our limiting beliefs and work. So don't do that. Try not to, please. Try not to. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, again, let go of your limiting beliefs. Just go in. Just go in. Just stay with it. Stay with that thoughts. Stay with that emotion. Stay with that opportunity that is given to you. Don't do anything rash. Don't take any rash decisions. Just stay with it. Reflect on it. And it goes back to values. Look, those are the two cards we got before, even though I mixed it back and you all seen it. It's again a period of reflecting on your own values, what's most important for you, and don't go argue with others just because they don't see eye to eye with you, because at the end we're all different. Try not to get into arguing based on what you believe in, because we are all different and we all believe different things. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I feel like.
And that's
It's going to be. I feel like whatever we've been working on, it's actually gonna show up. However, we're still being asked to reflect more on it without taking too much action on it, and at the same time, don't let our limitations get in the way of that become a reality.
Yeah. And actually, Xenia, what you shared for 7th of July, as you asked the cards, actually, it's also showing us the July 10th energy, which is full moon. So it's the week of full moon. And sometimes that energy starts showing up on that week, full moon and new moons. Astrology doesn't work like that. Like it's not that one day thing. It's like the gradual movement, right? The gradual, you can see the shifts. So because 7th of July is on that full moon week, and full moon's energy is that. So the full moon energy is like if you have been working towards big goals or dealing with tough stuff, this full moon actually shines a light on your progress, because that's what the card showed up, and that can happen on 7th of July. So it can be your career, your personal growth. So whatever ever you have been working on, full moon will show you that. So this time, full moon is happening on July 10, and it's in Capricorn. So it's at 18 degree 40 minutes. And if you have any planets or important points around 14 to 23 degrees in Libra, Capricorn, Aries, or Cancer, you might really feel the full moon energy. But it's a time for you to, the full moon will shine a light on your progress. But full moon, always remember, is a time of culmination, is a time for wrapping things up. It's not for you to start new project. It's a moment to check in and see how far we have come and let go of what doesn't serve for you. I guess those cards showed everything what you were saying, right? So the full moon is Capricorn, is about, you have been working hard, building foundation, something lasting. So it just shine light on what you have achieved. Emotionally, it might not be as intense because of course, it's Capricorn. There is no drama. But just reflect on what responsibility have you taken on, what's starting to pay off, and just give yourself a pat on the back. There's also this, I wanted to add, as you are doing the cards, Xenia, is that there's a sextile which is happening on the full moon with the North Node in Pisces, which means your feelings and your soul path are generally linking up. You might feel like you have finally moving forward where you are meant to be. So just reflect on it. Yes, there it also square Chiron in Aries. So that can bring up some old wounds, and you can start doubting yourself that, but I don't know. I feel that I have come this far, but there's so much more to do, you know. So all these things come up. But the bottom line for this full moon is you have been working hard. You have grown and made progress, even if it's quiet or behind the scene. So this full moon invites you to recognize that, maybe, like, just keep showing up for yourself. Take a moment, breathe, and feel proud of how far you have come. And yes, there's always something to do, but use this time wisely to release what no longer helps you to move forward, and what is coming in between for you to achieve that goal which you have been working towards. So I guess your cards, Zenia, showed 7th July, which is also the full moon energy. I don't know if shows it again. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm getting here around this full moon is definitely release of emotions here.
Hmm.
The Ace of Cup is feeling empty. When it's upside down, it's empty. It's empty. So it's really emptying your emotions, and it's something that it's already as you come somehow has already started. We're already feeling those energy, maybe even last month. Um, and again, because of the Six of Cup in reverse as well, it's really breaking free from all the connections.
Hmm.
So I wonder if some of you or some of us will be actually like breaking up with family and friends or and making new, but at the same time while you're doing that in that process, and I don't know if this process is going to be because you realize that arguing with those people is not worth it anymore, or
Hmm.
while you're in this process on letting go of those relationships or emotions that no longer serve you, you're going to be conflicted around it. So that'll be interesting to see what this card means for you. But at the same time, while we're letting go of this, and it's not gonna be a great process, you are going to be building the foundation for the new because of the fall. So celebrate that. So don't don't be upset on the fact that you are letting go of whatnot, of those relationship people or things that don't say, because we're really being pushed towards the energy of say now it's the time. I know it's
Mm,
not gonna be great, but again, don't let your limitations stop you. Don't doubt it. And I even feel like there might actually be things behind the scenes that we are not even aware of,
mm,
pushing us, apologies, to let go. Interesting. At the same time, because of these two cards, I feel like some people will actually be happy to go out and celebrate, while some other people will be asked to be grounded. Or at the
mm,
same time, I'm saying if you're being invited to parties, family, and friends, also remember to protect your energy and at the same time feel grounded, like stay grounded in the energy. Or it could even be mean again while you're doing all this hard work. Don't remember also to do something that brings you happiness, yeah, and set your boundaries. Um, yeah, that's the full moon around what's happening in the full moon. So lots. Wow, that's gonna be interesting.
Full moon Capricorn is always interesting because Capricorn doesn't want to show the emotions. It's like restricted. And then the full moon
This
is
guy is
speaking
very
it.
restricted. That guy
Yeah,
very restricts himself.
yeah. So it's always interesting. And I'm a Capricorn born, so and you are a Capricorn too. So I guess it's the cards. Like it's like your energy too in there. Okay. Yeah. So I guess it's important for, not everyone is affected by these transit. Always remember your personal chart, your chart impact how you feel the energy. So it's very important to see where these transits are happening in your chart personally. This is an overall, everyone can't feel the same thing. Let's move on for to July 13. So on this day, Saturn will turn retrograde in Aries at 1 degree. So as if you remember that Aries on May 25, Saturn moved into Aries, right? So it is going to go back, start turning back, and it will move to Pisces on September 1. And in November, it turns direct at Pisces at 25 degree, and then it re-enter Aries on February 13, 2026. But for, yeah, it's a lot of information, I know. But just to talk about Saturn in Aries, as we spoke about it in May, that Aries, the fiery, bold, and independent sign, and Neptune is also entering Aries. Always remember your Aries is at the moment, wherever your Aries is, it's very, very activated. So Aries is a fiery, bold, and independent sign. It's all about new beginnings, leadership, action. And Saturn is the restrictive planet. So it is a planet of discipline, responsibility, and structure. So think about it. There is Aries, fiery, bold planet, enters in this discipline. So Aries is like, oh my goodness, you are learning about patience and carefully planning toward drive and ambitions, right? It's like a careful planning, yes, building a strong foundation for your goals. It's about learning to be mature, taking responsibility, and like developing real courage, not that impulsive bravery, like I want to do this now. It's about how do we set the foundation. So Saturn in Aries, when it happened in May, you might, some of you might have reflected on that, how we want to build our foundation wherever, whichever area of the life it entered, right? So now when retrograde is starting, Saturn is asking you to pause and reflect and how we have been handling those Aries themes. So you can ask yourself, have I been too rushed? Have I built a solid foundation for my goals? Or do I need to change something so as I can have that solid foundation where I can start with? So it's Saturn is Aries is all about slow down your big initiatives and call for more careful planning and patience. So just revisit your goals and boundaries. Have you been trying too hard on yourself? Are you balancing confidence with caution? So it calls you to review your life, your goals, and restructure yourself so you can move stronger forward. When it goes direct, which is on February 2026, it goes direct. So again, when you have reviewed your foundations, then you can move forward with those strong foundation. So make in this time chance to get your inner foundation solid. It's all about values. If you look at from Neptune in Aries, it's all about realigning yourself with your values and having a solid foundation before we push ahead. So this year is all about that, reviewing process for your foundations and the values, which keeps coming up. Xenia, and what are your cards saying?
Same cards all the time, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look. What advice do we get for the 13th? What's going on with the 13th? Well, they're saying to you, just go with the flow. Wow, that's major arcanas. Same card as before. Oh, wow, look at it.
Yeah, it's like this whole year is like that, I would say.
Well, we have a lot of major arcanas, so I feel like this day, maybe we really need to really take notes on what's happening around this time.
Mm.
Because
Mhm.
seems like when major arcana comes, there's something that we really need to pay attention to.
Mhm.
And, it can't really be changed. How can I say it? It's something we are meant to be going through it. There's no way out of it. Okay, so it seems to me that maybe we are going to get some some truth, maybe some cutting edge truth, cutting edge, like something is gonna come through, really cutting us,
Mhm.
maybe cutting our foundations. But at the same time, I'm saying, um, just go with the flow. Keep focusing on building your foundation and take time to celebrate where you are at in your life. Take time to celebrate because when we're celebrating, magic happens. Okay, and remember that whatever you're building on, you did it with all the tools and resources you have at your disposal. Tool, resource, experiences, it's all part of the toolbox. Okay. Now, on that day, please be careful of anything that could hold you back from it. Because I feel like there might be doubts, um, egos, fear coming in to stop you. And when it comes, you won't be expecting it.
Mm.
If there is gonna be anything like that, Andira, I don't know, like so remember those energies come in and you don't have to act upon them.
Mm.
And also it's gonna come in as I said, because while you're going about your day, somehow there's gonna be some kind of surprise that will put you in some kind of negative state, fear state, something that is not the greatest. And I mean, this is Capricorn as well.
Definitely. This is a
Wait a
Capricorn
minute.
card.
Why are we talking
Yeah,
about
it's
Capricorn? This is Capricorn.
cautious.
This is the Capricorn card. So I feel like probably Capricorn are going to be very affected on this day. So please pay attention.
Definitely.
However, what we're being also being called on is is either we are leveling up as a sign, or they're saying to you, you can go through it because you've done it before. So it'll be interesting to see what he is going to hit us, and just check if it's something similar that you already gone through in the past, which means you already did it once, you can do it easily again. Go and check how you did it back then and just bring it back, bring that success back into your life now.
Mm.
Yeah, and the Capricorn lady, look at her.
Mhm. I
So,
know this is, and actually, Aries is squaring Capricorn. So if it comes up, that's understandable.
yeah, so I wonder if we're gonna get some downloads or some insights, some ideas or something that might be not the greatest thing. However, it's going to make us reflect on all the good things we can do and we built based on our resources, and is just going to be like just a confirmation on the fact that we have been successful and we can do it again. So
Mm,
yeah, but it's fascinating that we are getting the Capricorn lady and the Capricorn card on the major arcanas.
mm,
Yeah, please let us know. It would be interesting to see how you guys going on that day, because yeah, Capricorn day. Let's call it Capricorn day.
maybe the full moon goes in Capricorn too. So it's just 3 days afterward. So we are still in that energy of Capricorn, and Aries is square Capricorn. So yeah, it's very much possible that we are feeling, and it's Saturn retrograde. So Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. So that's what it is. That's why you're getting all the Capricorns here.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Um, so moving on, July 18, the Mercury retrograde, which happens in Leo at 15 degree. And Mercury retrograde actually is happens 3 to 4 times in a year. So it's pretty regular, actually, a part of cosmic calendar. As soon as your computer start glitching, as Celia, you asked me, is Mercury retrograde happening? So yes. So either we are in shadow period of Mercury retrograde or we are in retrograde. So it's a very, very common thing which happens. So it gets a bit of a bad rap for causing travel delays, miscommunication, tech glitches, but also, why it is important to be aware of Mercury retrograde is because it's a time for us to slow down a little bit, reflect and review how we communicate, how we use technology, and how we are processing information. So, Mercury retrograde happens in different signs at different times and affect different people. So, this time it is affecting retrograding in Leo. So, signs like Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio are the ones who will feel it the most. And if you have any planets or some points in your chart, like the AC ascendant or the descendant or the um, MC or IC in your chart between 4 to 15 degree, like either 5 degrees each ways, then you will feel it more. So if we think about Leo retrograde, Leo is, how would I say, Leo is like a proud performer. It's always proud of itself, right? It loves to be seen and recognized. If you have a strong Leo, you would like to be seen. You would want to be the person who of the party, who likes to party and just, or someone who loves drama. So it's like a sign of Leo, lion. It's a sign of creativity, confidence, self-expression, love the spotlight. So when Mercury in Leo turns retrograde, it's for us to rethink how we express ourselves and share our personal story. So it might happen that old conversations might pop up again, or we might become a little bit more self conscious, how we come across, a little bit of our pride or our ego, because Leo is all about the egoistic expression of ourselves. So our pride and the ego can feel a little bruised by what is happening. There may be a tug of war between wanting attention and being a little bit humble and not wanting to have the spotlight on us. So it's like great chance for actually revisiting how we express ourselves. So, and also Leo is about creativity. So just reflecting, are you rushing them? Are you truly expressing your authentic self? So this retrograde is to be honest with ourselves about our creativity. Also, Xenia, as we were talking about Capricorn, I also want to mention that what is happening alongside this. And so Saturn is retrograding in Aries, a full moon in Capricorn. So the energy is asking us to balance discipline and the structure. So the authentic, heartfelt self-expression, Mercury retrograde in Leo. It's like, for me, universe is saying be brave and be bold like Leo, but make sure your confidence is built on truth and solid ground like Capricorn. So it's not asking you not to be brave, but reflect and review. Are you just, are you authentic? Are you true to your values? Is it built on solid ground, or you are just showing off? So yeah, that's the Mercury retrograde wanting us to do this time.
Let's have a look. Apart from, do not send any emails. No, I'm kidding. Just double check that
Definitely.
they've gone
I didn't
through.
send it.
You know,
Expect
just
some technical glitches.
okay. What instead do we have for the 18th of July? 18th of July. Oh wow. Okay. Again. Cutting
It's a
through.
Leo energy.
That is definitely information. Information is going to be very direct,
Mm,
very direct. Like, although it's retrograde, this is saying to you, you need to go and cut through be very cut through and very direct. Oh, wait, maybe what they're saying to you during this retrograde, and especially on this day, make sure that your communication is very clear.
mhm.
Go with very, very, very clear communication.
Retrograde, you have to be very clear, anyways.
Yeah, definitely very clear. But now they're also saying to you, probably be very clear with your expectations or your communications because um, this guy is, or maybe even your expectations, but this guy is saying to you, is saying to us that um, we might feel very down. We might feel down. This is the card of depression. Might feel, or
Hmm.
someone actually getting, when people talk behind your back and it's really hurting you. Okay, so I guess if that happens, what the cards are saying to you, there might be situation like that where you're feeling very down. That's why you really need to make sure that you set your intention right and you don't pay attention to those thoughts that are coming in that are pulling you down. Okay. And that's why it's very important that on this day and around this Mercury retrograde, we take care of ourselves. Take care of yourselves and go and pamper yourselves. maybe embrace Venus energy that I know it's still up there, do it because this is the Venus energy card.
This is also Leo energy of creativity. It's the fertility, which is a very Leo energy.
Again, the same card as before.
Mm.
So anyway, on this day and on this retrograde, make sure that if you're feeling down, you go do something you love. And please go and remember all those times where you made it through. It's only a phase. You can do it. You've done it before. You can do it again with success. Okay?
Mm.
It's a phase. Know that once this transit is gone, you'll be leveling up. Okay? You can make it through because this is the ultimate card of success. Now again, it's going to be about values, making sure that again you don't get into arguments. Try not to, please. And knowing that when you are leveling up, you'll be there's support there. When you're going to whatever values you need to let go, what you need to keep, and in this is time of reflection, know that there is help there if you need. Yeah, again, you set a balance. Yeah, make sure that whatever decision you are making and take your intention needs to be balanced.
Balance, yeah.
There needs to be justice. There's going to be balance, and it's again a period where we are going to leave the whole behind, and there's a new beginning in it. So again, lots of major arcanas. For some reasons, again, this retrograde and this time, it's something that we all are going to go through it one way or the other. So it's how you're going to go through it.
Amazing.
Fascinating. One way or the other, everyone is going to be affected by it.
Yeah, I know.
Major arcana.
Like in different ways, in different areas, but we all are affected. Every month, something or the other is going on in our life.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be very mental. But again, Mercury, it's communication. So, and it's not just communication, internet, it's also the way you talk to yourself.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's true.
It's also the way you talk to yourself. So be good to yourself. Talk nicely to yourself. Yourself in a way where you are turning things around turning things into a positive, and you set yourself for success.
Sure. Okay. So let's moving on. The last one, which is the new moon on July 24th, which is in Leo at 2 degrees. So as I said, full moon is about culmination, letting go, giving yourself pat on the back, just reviewing how far you have come. And new moon is about fresh starts, new beginnings, and planting seeds. So for what you want to grow in your life. So this new moon is also in Leo, as what we're talking about. The Mercury goes retrograde, and the new moon follows in Leo. So it's as I said before, Leo is a bold, creative, confident fire sign, right? It's like to be seen. So it's a great time to as we are focusing on Mercury in retrograde, focusing on expressing yourself, stepping into your spotlight, and following your passion. So Leo energy, it's a perfect time for us to set intentions around these things like creativity, leadership, anything that makes your heart sing. Leo is the energy of creativity. So anything, so maybe you would like to set intentions for yourself. Like you have a creative project, maybe you can set an intention. I'll finish that project in a month's time. If you want to join some classes, you can set an intention for that. So anything which makes your heart sing. They are just in this lunation cycle, there are three connections which I want to mention, which is happening. Like, yes, this energy is very playful and courageous to setting intention, but it's also opposing your Pluto, which is in Aquarius. So you might feel pushed out of our comfort zone, Pluto, right? So while you're doing it, you want to be playful, but sometimes maybe somebody says something and you feel that push. Um, you might feel powerless in making those intentions. Who am I? So Pluto is a transformation planet. It's a planet of rebirth. So this can bring some intense feelings for you, right? It's like universe is shaking things up. So let go of what no longer serves us. At the same time, there are a lot of harmonious connections like Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, which have just entered into Aries. They are helping this new moon. So though Pluto is a little bit intense, but Saturn, which is like solid foundation, Uranus adding a spark of surprise and innovation, and Neptune, it's like new intuition and dreaming. So it will bring that soft aspects to the new moon. I know it's a bit complicated sometimes with, when I'm saying the two contradictory things, it might feel complex and contradictory, but actually that's what life is. Like, you always have this push pull energy and you feel that, oh, this is the right way to go, to this is the right way to go. And that is the planetary alignment, so as you can actually decide for yourself. We all get the free will wherever you get, that's the beauty of human life, that you have a free will to make the choices. Yes, the planets are nudging us, but they are not forcing us. So these few different alignments tell us you choose wherever you want to go. So you might feel you are feeling challenged but also supported. So these mix of energies are pushing us out of our comfort zone, but also inviting us to embrace important changes and transformation. So for this new moon, set your intention as we do in a new moon. Meditate, just connect with your inner fire and vision. Whatever you want to create, uh, whatever you are being called to, do that. So that's what this new moon's energy is all about. So, Zenia, do you have something here for me? The cards for us.
So, they're asking us to be patient, healing. Maybe spend time in water. Again, it's going to be up and down. It's going to be up and down, and again, revising things. Same card as before. Same two cards. I love it. The same card as before.
So interesting.
Oh, I love it. Again, say of your intention, but they're saying to us, we are leveling up, guys. This month is going to be a close of a cycle, and we're going in a different direction. And yes, it's going to be up and down a bit, and we're probably going to feel up and down. Please, 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 please look after your health. Okay, just make sure that you don't do too much, or if you feel like you're not 100%, just because that's balance. That guy is balancing two things. They're asking us to balance, but because of the temperance card, they're saying to us, be patient with yourself, okay? But also look after your health, guys. And again, this lady is setting intentions. Setting healthy intention, healthy boundaries, healthy intention. Be very clear of what you want to set. And yes, look after yourself and make sure that during this new moon, you really you really set intention with regard to abundance, because she's very abundant, and he's the King of Pentacles. He has it all. He has it all. He doesn't have to justify himself or explain why he has all the wealth he has, because he knows it. He has done it. He has all the experience there. So this new move, oh, and there it is, the Death card. Again, transformation, like exactly as you said. And please, and don't let anything that does not resonate with you get to you. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, Xenia, what you're saying about up and down and the values. I feel that's the month for us. It's like it's up and down. It's like a bit of a paradox this month, like with some retrograde energy pushing us inward, and there is also this playful energy wanting us to go out and create. So for me, if you ask me, I would say that this is a moment to both question who we are becoming, like we are aligning with our true values, but also enjoy the process of expressing it in playful, unexpected ways rather than, there is no this, that, you know, right, wrong, this is the way. Just enjoy that energy while you're questioning yourself, right? So there is up and down. The universe will show us those up and down moments which will come, but it's all to realign yourself to your purpose, to your goals, to
Yeah,
your.
the more I see the cards, Amvira, I really feel like next month is some kind of a turning point.
Mm,
I don't know
yeah,
how or what it means.
I mean, with all the chaos for last 2 months, I do feel that there is a turning point here.
I feel like because of all the major arcanas, I really feel like next month is some kind of a turning point.
Definitely, I agree with you.
I don't know how it will be. I don't know what kind of information or what kind of what's going to happen out there or within us and outside of us. But I feel like it's either a turning point or really setting the foundation for the turning point, because the death card keeps coming out.
Mm, mm,
And a turning point of abundance, of balance, of good things. All we need to do is make sure that we keep our our thoughts in check.
mm.
Look at all these major, they are all coming out. Look at them. Look at all of them, they're coming out. Look at them. This too as well.
Wow, this
So
is
yeah,
intense.
guys, let us know how you guys going, because it's fascinating. It's fascinating.
Yeah, I guess for me personally, with a lot of chaos happening around me, it is a turning point when I have to choose, right? I don't know, it's for everyone too, but yeah, it's like 2 months, unexpected things happen, and now you have to realign yourself because you cannot focus on everything around you. You have to find out what
Most
really,
important.
what's important for you, what is your priority, what you are, where you want to
Yes,
go,
correct.
what you want to become. Yeah, what you want to become, where you want to go, right?
Fascinating.
Yeah. Anyways, I guess that's for me for this month. Um, yeah. What do you think, Zenia?
That's it. That's from me as well. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find us. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to our channel. If you want to book a reading or a astrology chart, all our details will be in the section
Beloved.
below. And we'll see you next month. Bye.
Thank you.